Good morning, almost afternoon. Welcome, everyone. For those of you that are watching later, and those of you that get on now, welcome. My name is Cindy. I am at Simply Cindy. I've been doing these lives for the last 12, 13 days. I've challenged myself to do 30 days of lives. So I am really enjoying this. This may become a daily thing. It kind of depends on how the algorithm behaves. But how you guys, if you guys are interested, do you like this stuff? Do you want different types of content in this stuff when we do lives? Let me know if this looks right. She's Aurora says, I hope you don't pass out in horror. Oh, this is so interesting. Look, you have, so does this look right? Are you a Taurus ascending? Leo moon. I love you, Leo moon. Y'all are just gorgeous. And then Aries, I mean Aries, excuse me. I should never say that. Sorry. Sagittarius sun. Don't get mad at me. We already know how the temper of Sagittarius is. And it's in your sun. Um, uh, okay, so so did you have a specific question? I think I'm Aries rising on the on some calendars. Okay. I'm sorry, you are Aries rising. I apologize. I was looking at this because your whole see, you have what okay, you guys remember when I was talking about my interception in Pisces and Virgo, it's intercepted. This is what I mean. See how her because see how her Aries is her first house. She's at 29 degrees, but that's her first house. So it rules her first house. And see how Taurus is in her first house, but Taurus doesn't rule the second house. It's intercepted. This is what I mean by intercepted. It means it's between these two signs in a house, right? So, because her second house, she's got still in her first house, Gemini, right? So, like for you, you can share whatever you like regarding the new beginnings that you see. Okay. So, yeah. So you are an Aries rising. That's so unfair. Like I'm looking at like because you guys remember we have it 15 degrees or so. Like the north node is now moving through Aries, right? So it's I see where she's got to like go through this portal, and she's also got Chiron like who you and I, Kathy, right? Who had Chiron in the second house. She's got Chiron in her 12th house. She's got like an extra wound that she has to go through to get through this new space of the North Node. Like, could y'all have done it any harder? Could y'all have done, could like we have done it any harder? It's like, Aurora's like, no, let's do two wounds. We don't need just one wound. We're not weak over here. Like, what? Why? Why? So, Aurora, lots of wounds. I may have been Christopher. Yeah, yeah, you may have. I'm not kidding with that. You may have because you also have that. That's so weird. I just got chills, and you may have. I know you're joking, but you may have. You have the sixth house Pluto. You also. Do you remember who was the other one that had the sixth house Pluto? You also were in a situation. Now it's not just like hers because you don't have all this other stuff. Yours is somebody betrayed you over here, like used you in another. Like this is another life. Used may have because I won't know until I actually put y'all under and we see right, and then you tell me right because that's the way I've asked for it through my higher self and through the guy. I don't if I'm gonna put them under, I don't want to know I want them to do it, right? That's how I work as an evidential medium. That's how I work my science based. That's I like data behind it. Okay, that's just kind of how it works. So what I'm seeing, what they're letting me see, is that you have. It's almost like somebody used you, maybe even used your teachings, your wisdom, used you and put you in a really bad situation that you thought was an ally of yours and was not. And so it went awry. You, unlike, who was the other one that had the sixth house? Was it Morag? Or I can't remember who it was, but um you you got to be a mentor. You haven't, you've done this a lot, but like yours isn't retrograde, and that doesn't make it any less because Pluto's hard. But you have different things that you want to go through. But you have to be a mentor. Yeah. I'm feeling like you have to like, this is something that you really want to do. And you as well have the like Capricorn's right there. So it's like I got to do it right. I got to make sure. I got to have 10 steps. I got to overthink it before I do it, right? Does that make sense? You have a lot of, and every time you try to do this, see this, or I'm seeing your north node and your south node, your south node, north node, no, north node. I don't even know why I can't get that right. And your Pluto. It's like I'm trying to do this. I can see that there's a better way. I can see the reflection, right? The sun is shining brightly on what you should be doing. Um, and it tells you that you don't have to work so hard for it, but you're not listening. Now, you've been doing this a while. You've been on this earth a while. So a lot of that has probably gone away where you don't feel like you have to work so hard, but you still feel like you have to work so hard. Does that make sense? Yes. This is another one where I mean, this is just a small read, but the best thing that I can tell you to do right now, first of all, you got to get this, you can release this. Okay? You're going to have to watch my sixth house video or come see me. But this is about you actually doing what your talent is, doing what your wisdom comes from. Are you afraid of like not, you don't trust yourself? Does that make sense? You don't trust yourself, or you don't trust the system, or you don't trust the way. You don't trust it. And you have to trust it. You have to trust that so let me say it this way. You have to trust that you're old enough, you've experienced enough, and you know enough now that whatever your heart, your spirit, your heart and your spirit desire, don't trust. Oh, yeah, definitely. It's shown you nothing but betrayal. But you have to, this is the way, like you either, we're moving into the space where you can find this a sort of system, not the normal old systems, but you come to change some systems. You come to support some systems being changed. I'll say it that way. Whether you're the leader or not, I don't know. I just know that you come to be in support of a system or some systems changing, because yeah, it's really betrayed you, because that's where your success is. You have to like Neptune it out sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's a reason you don't trust the systems. We're not supposed to trust the systems because we're supposed to change the systems. But you, so much in this chart says Like your chart says, either you're the leader of the system or you're like the push, the support for the system, whatever system. And the system doesn't have to be big and huge and on a global scale. It's just whatever this is, you've got to support this, and you, because you know this is part of you. Okay. Right. That's why you're in Aries. That's why you're in Aries ascending. I do what I want. You come here. I told you guys, don't get mad at Aries because they do what they want. They're supposed to do what they want, because in other lifetimes they didn't get to do what they wanted. Right? But every time you try to do what you want, there's a wound here that you need to like learn to work with. You're not going to heal it, but you're going to learn to work with it. Okay? Okay, I'll leave it there. Who's next? Because I can talk about each of your charts. Like, we could do an 8-hour session with each of your charts. We'd be here forever. So I have to like stop myself.